Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK. Back at you with another video here. It's predicting the 5-game NBA main slate on Monday. Before I get into the video, if you guys are new to the channel, my name's DK. I make daily videos breaking out NBA, NFL, PGA, and esports daily fantasy sports slates. Before getting into the breakdown, I just wanted to say thank you guys again for all the support. Currently now at 4.04 thousand subscribers. Again, all this content is currently free, so the easiest way to support me, leave a like button on the video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell and spread the word if you have friends that play daily fantasy sports. If you can't listen to the YouTube videos, I also upload on Apple Podcasts. It's just the DK DFS show. The link is in the description below. With that out of the way, let's jump into the video. So before we get into players and the prices for this 5-game slate, what we can do is we can look back mine up here from Sunday. So really quick, before we get into the breakdown, I just want to say one quick thing that I really hate Luke Walton. Really, I thought he was a decent coach, right? I thought he'd make some smart decisions tonight. No, he went ahead and played Naminsa Bjelica 5 minutes. 5 minutes in a matchup where so the reason why I'm so mad, again, I'm going to take my L here. I apologize if you played Bjelica for my recommendation. I did not see this coming at all. Seriously, we've seen the Kings run small ball 5 with Bjelica at the 5 multiple times throughout this year. We've seen it a lot. I thought his range of minutes were somewhere between 25 to 35, honestly, and he plays 5 minutes. They start Alex Len, which doesn't really make sense against a small ball team like Houston. Then they give Giles run, which is fine, but they play Daquan Jeffries over Bjelica. They give Jabari Parker more run than Bjelica. He played 5 minutes. Now, he was good in that 5 minutes. He went for 7.5 fantasy points in 5 minutes, but only played 5 minutes. I have no idea what Luke Walton was doing. I am so angry. Again, I apologize if I talked you onto him. I did not see that coming, so I've got to take my L there. But really, what the hell, Luke Walton? Going to ruin a really solid lineup. And so let's go over the rest of my lineup. SGA. I had to go back to the well there. He's lost me so much money the last week or two that I just had to. He was solid. The blowout actually hurt. Lost about 4 minutes from him and Troy Brown, another guy I was really high on. Went for 32 fantasy points and missed out on about 4 minutes there at the end, which hurt a little bit. Harden, spend up. Obviously no Westbrook. That was a clear play in my opinion. I went Bjelica. I took the risk. I really thought somewhere between 25 to 35 minutes. Since returning to the bubble, he has played somewhere between 20 to 35 minutes. And that last game he started was in foul trouble. Yeah. Again, I'm really upset about that one. Jakob Poeltl, another one I'm very tilted about. He had about 20 fancy points in the first quarter. Not that much. I think it was about 15. 15 fancy points, maybe a little bit more in the first quarter. And then comes back in the second quarter. Picks up one. He had no fouls. Picks up one quick foul. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Just stay in. No more fouls. And then the next 2 possessions, back-to-back illegal screens to pick up his second and third foul. Gets pulled with 8 minutes left. So then I'm looking at that. I'm like, are you kidding me? So just missed out on about 8 minutes there from Poeltl in the first half. Second half starts, obviously. First 3 minutes, 4th foul. Comes back in to start the 4th. Picks up a 5th immediately. Gets pulled again, and then comes back in with maybe 4 minutes left. Got him at 2% ownership. 2%. If he would have stayed out of foul trouble, this is a game he could have went for close to 50. He was on pace for that. But he just played no minutes because, he can't keep his hands to himself. Now, sure, he's been in foul trouble a lot. I can't really get overly. I can't say that's that was out of the blue, right? Because Poeltl's a guy that's been in severe foul trouble. But it's just come on, man. Got a low owned play that could have went off. So yeah, tilted about that. Austin Rivers, him and McLemore, 2 value plays I mentioned with no Westbrook. Rivers is going off right now at 42 fancy points. Him and Jared Allen might still carry me to the victory, even with Bjelica playing 5 minutes, and then Bogdan as well has 35 fancy points. I made a 2v2 swap there at the end. I got Poeltl and Jared Allen in for Fox and James Ennis. We'll see. Obviously, Fox, James Ennis is doing a little bit better now, but if Jared Allen continues what he's playing, I might outscore it. I wanted to get Levert in there, but it was just crazy, all the news coming out. I was on the car ride home, too, trying to keep track of everything. I didn't have the best service. I got the Steven Adams Noel news out with 4 minutes left before lock. Yeah, the slate was a headache, and if you're looking for an easier slate, well, this is not the one. So that's the breakdown. That's my look back. Again, I really do hate Luke Walton. He is now added to the list of coaches, right behind Popovich, Carlisle, Mike Malone. So we have, again, 5 games, only 2 of the numbers out right now for Vegas odds. Thunder, Suns, 224 over-under. Suns are 4.5-point favorites. Nuggets and Lakers are 221.5 over-under. The Lakers are 5-point favorites. So I guess I can go over the news. There's a lot of stuff, so let me scroll through this really quick. And some of the stuff is for today, but some of it was Monday. KCP ruled out Monday. Seth Curry probable. Dragic practiced. Nunn is still out. Gary Harrison Barton are out. Donovan Mitchell questionable. Derek White got injured. If you played Derek White, that was tough luck. He was someone I liked a lot. I didn't end up getting to him. He was crushing it and then got injured early in the second half. So if you played Derek White, I feel for you. Also, if you played Jonas Valanciunas, I also feel for you. For some reason, he took 2 shots. I have no idea what that was about, but I know some people are tweeting me they played JV. I have no idea why he took 2 minutes or shot the ball 2 times. Sorry, it's getting late. So yeah, if you played him, that is also really bad luck. Don't really know what happened there. Again, all these Nuts guys were out originally, then they got back in. I got to Jared Allen. I want to get to Levert too, but I played Levert in the late slate lineup. He's absolutely going off. Him, Joe Harris, Jared Allen, all 3 just going off. Luka's out and Porzingis are out for Dallas. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of value obviously there. But the bad thing is, who's their coach? It's Rick Carlisle. You're going to try to trust the rotations? No, sure, it's really thin. There's going to be a lot of guys that get you there in Dallas, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to try to figure out which one it's going to be. Giannis is probable just with the tooth. It is a back-to-back, front end of the back-to-back, so we'll see if, maybe he rests this game or the next one. The issue, too, though, is Bucks don't really have anything to play for. You can say that about a good amount of the teams now, and that's why this last week of NBA is going to be really difficult. So much news. A lot of coaches are going to do weird things. Players are going to be limited. So it's going to be a headache week for sure for NBA DFS. We have TJ Warren questionable. Jimmy Butler expected to be back. And Dragic expected to be back. LeBron AD probable. How many minutes are they going to play? Who knows? Again, they had the 1 seed locked up. DFS is also out for Dallas. Oubre's still out. Danny Green is probable. Some of the stuff is for Sunday. Embiid also got injured. It was just one of those slates, whew. And that's it. So, all right, now let's go to the position-by-position breakdown here. So Anthony Davis is at 9-9 in the match against Denver. Not necessarily the best matchup here. The minutes are the question mark. Did play 35 there against the Pacers, which is good to see. But the game before against Houston did not come back in the fourth quarter when it was a close game. So it's tough for me to really get high in 80. If I knew he was going to play 35 minutes for sure, then I would like him at under 10K. But again, the Lakers don't have a lot to play for. I'm worried they limit him and LeBron, so it's a risky target for sure. Nikola Jokic is at 9-1, played 42 minutes. Now, that went to double overtime, so he only actually played 32 minutes. We do have Jamal Murray back too, which is a hit to his usage. The matchup, again, not really the best against the Lakers either. So, yeah, I think Jokic is okay at 9-1. Again, not my favorite play. No Porzingis, no Doncic. We'll get to that in a bit. DeAndre Ayton's at 8K. This is kind of dependent on whether or not Steven Adams plays. If Adams is out, then I like Ayton a lot. It would be a matchup against Mike Muscala and Darius Bazley. Maybe Noel if he plays. But again, if Adams is out, that's when I think I would get to Ayton at 8K. The good thing with him is we know the minutes are going to be there for him. 35-plus minutes for DeAndre Ayton as long as he stays out of foul trouble. So that is good, obviously, with the minutes security. Bam Adebayo's at 7-9. Jimmy Butler coming back. he's just not playing huge minutes. He wasn't in foul trouble last game against Phoenix. Only played 30 minutes. Now still, right? He went for 45 fantasy points. I was really high on him the other day. But Jimmy coming back, minutes are down on him. I'm not overly excited about Bam at 7-9. Steven Adams, again, him and Noel were scratched late. We'll see if he's available to play. If he plays, that's obviously a hit to DeAndre Ayton. If he's out, then I think DeAndre Ayton is in play. If Steven Adams is out, again, then we can look to a guy like Noel if he plays. If Noel misses, it's probably going to be Mike Muscala and Basley that split the center minutes. So those guys would become a lot very viable for salary relief. Miles Turner's at 6'3". He was in foul trouble last game. I mean, he's probably going to play around 35 minutes if he stays out of foul trouble. The issue here is really not a good matchup against Bam Adebayo. Brolo's at 5'3". Again, Milwaukee, Brolo's minutes have been extended. Not sure, 35, again, that was OT, but he's been playing about 30 minutes. Does that continue? The issue is it's a really bad match against Toronto. I don't really like playing players against the Raptors who are really, really solid defensively. And again, the minutes are up in the air for a lot of the Milwaukee guys. We don't know if they're going to get full run. Kelly O with Jimmy Butler coming back at 5'1". I'm not going to get to him. Only played 22 that last game. It wasn't some foul trouble, but with Butler now back and possibly Dragic back, that's a lot more bodies in the rotation. So don't know if we get to Kelly O at that price. So Maxi Kleber, here we get to some value plays. 4-2, I think he's one of the top value plays. I'm interested to see what Dallas does with the starting lineup. Do they start Kleber at the 5? Do they start Boban at the 5? If they start Boban at the 5 and maybe Kleber at the 4, I'm not as excited about Kleber because Boban's just a guy that's going to eat up a lot of the usage. But if they start Kleber at the 5, I would feel a little bit better about that. So yeah, Kleber is for sure in play for value. I think he's one of the top plays right now with obviously no Kristaps Porzingis. Marcus Gasol's at 4K. Probably going to play 22, 25 minutes. Probably gets you 15 to 20 fancy points. I think he's okay for value. The thing is, there's going to be a lot of value plays that I think have more upside than Marcus Gasol. So I don't know if I want to get to him. I think there are guys that maybe some are a little bit riskier but have more upside. Let's see. Now Dwight Howard's at 3-4. This is a really interesting play for me. 20 minutes in back-to-back games. The minutes are going up, 17, 17, 20, 20. We know Denver runs big. He's listed as probable. McGee's minutes are going down. Again, Dwight's minutes are going up. I have a little bit of interest in him at 3-4. If we get like 20 minutes of Dwight Howard, maybe even more, like he could definitely have a really good day for his price tag. And I think they kind of need him out there to guard Jokic. Mike Muscala's at 3-2. This is dependent on Steven Adams and Aaron Lonzo. If they're both out, then you can look to Muscala. Again, you can look to Basley, who both got a big... Ooh, jeez. Sorry, I scared the shit out of me. That was a loud thunder outside. That'll wake me up. All right, and then Boban, finally. He's min price. I want to see what Dallas does with the starting lineup. With no Porzingis, this is a game where I could see Boban play good minutes. Like if we get 15 minutes out of Boban, he could absolutely crush the min-price salary. So he's someone that's in play either way. I would feel more comfortable if he starts. So again, want to see what they do with their starting lineup. But let's move on now to power forward. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 10-6. My worry is, again, Milwaukee has nothing to play for. It's a tough spot. Played 33 minutes. The game wasn't overtime, so only 28 in regulation. Not great from Giannis. Normally it's 32 to 34 minutes. Again, the minutes are down. Milwaukee nothing to play for. It's a risky target, right? So I'm going to say that about a lot of people on this slate, and that's why this slate is really a headache. TJ Warren's at 8-4. He's questionable if he misses. I mean, that's a boost to both Brogdon and Oladipo, who'd have to do a lot more offensively. If he plays at 8-4, I think he's still in play. He's been playing the huge minutes, shooting the ball really, really well, and shooting the ball a bunch. So if TJ Warren plays even in a tough spot, I think he would be playable. Michael Porter Jr. Kind of got there because of double OT. Again, I was super tilted. I had no exposure in that game. Still played 35 minutes on regulation. With Jamal Murray playing, I I mean, right now, I think the plan is to just give Michael Porter Jr. as many minutes as he can handle. If he's going to play 35 minutes on a nightly basis, I think he's in play, right? He's gonna get the shots up. Now, sure, Jamal Murray being in the offense does hurt his usage a little bit. Obviously, he's playing with Jokic too, but I think he's someone that, the minutes look pretty good on him right now. Let's see, Siakam's at 7.4. That's a pretty cheap price point for Pascal Siakam. I think we probably get about 35 minutes. Normally, Toronto runs a pretty tight rotation. The price is dropping. We haven't really seen a big game from Siakam. Went for 26 real-life points, only 1 rebound, 3 assists. Like, his rebounds have gone way down with Marc Gasol coming back. So that is a concern. But the price point does look pretty good on Pascal Siakam. Gallinari, I just can't trust the minutes. Still only played 22 minutes that last game. He's just not getting his normal 30 to 32 minutes. So even though Schroeder out, I can't do it right now. Cam Johnson's at 5.2. The minutes went down for him that last game, only 27, which was a little bit worrisome. He was the guy that was playing 35 to 40 before that. So if he gets 35 plus, I would like him more. But him only playing 27 minutes the last game does worry me a bit. Kuzma, he's someone I only get to if LeBron or AD are out. Looking like both are going to go. Now, sure, some things could change, right? One of those guys could get late scratched. If that's the case, then I would get to Kuzma. Let's see. Other options. Yeah, the secondary man pieces of Jimmy Butler coming back. I don't know if I want to get to a lot of these guys now. Basley, again, him, Mike Muscala. These are guys I would look to for value if both Steven Adams and Nerlens Noel are out. Justin Jackson will probably be in the rotation for Dallas, but I don't think he's a guy that has as much upside. There's some other guards that I think are in play. Again, Kleber, Boban. Like, those are probably the guys I want to target. Kleber, Boban, and then you have guys like DeLon Wright, Trey Burke, Seth Curry, J.J. Barea. Those are the guys I want to consider for Dallas. Let's see. I think that about wraps up, though. So let's move on to small forward. Again, we know Luka and Porzingis are out. LeBron is at 10-2. Had a solid game, 31, 8, and 7 the last time out against the Pacers. Really haven't seen a big upside game from LeBron. And the thing is with him, the minutes, right? He did play 35 the last game, but are we going to get 35? Are we going to get like 25 from him and AD? Who knows? So they don't have a lot to play for. I get a little bit worried targeting those guys on teams that have nothing to play for right now. Let's see, Middleton's at 7.8. He's been really solid. Played 36 minutes, I guess 31 in regulation. Kind of the same breakdown with Giannis. Milwaukee has nothing to play for. If I knew Middleton was going to play 30-plus minutes, I think he'd be okay. But it's Toronto. I don't want to target a lot of players against Toronto either, so don't know if he really stands out too much there. Now, Jimmy Butler's at 7.2. Missed the last couple games with that foot injury. Looks like he's going to be good to go. If he's gonna play and not be limited, I think he looks pretty solid at 7.2. I think he would be one of the better plays in the mid-range in my opinion. Now, if he's gonna be limited, obviously, then I don't want to go there. But if we get like 35 minutes of Jimmy Butler at 7.2K, I think that looks really good. Other options, yeah. So Oladipo, Brogdon. These guys will get a huge boost if T.J. Warren is out. If T.J. Warren's out, I like Oladipo a lot. Even in a tough spot against Miami, I would like Brogdon a good amount. So, gotta wait for that T.J. Warren news. Hardaway Jr. At 5'6" is another guy that I think is. I didn't mention him previously with those Dallas guys, but he's someone also in play. I think we probably get 35 minutes out of TSJ. Probably. Again, you never really know with Carlisle, but he's a guy that's going to have to do a lot more offensively. The issue with him is he is a little bit scoring dependent. If his shot's not falling, he does have a low floor. Like those last games against the Clippers. 36 minutes, 12 fancy points. Milwaukee, 37 minutes, 11 fancy points. So he does have a low floor. But with Luka and Porzingis out, and he's had to do a lot more. So he's in play if you want to get to him at 5'6". Let's see. Other options. Yeah, guys like Iguodala. I don't know if I want to get to a 4-6 with Jimmy and Dragic most likely coming back. Dort has had back-to-back or 3 straight pretty solid games. 20, 26, and 25 fantasy points, and no Schroeder. Don't know if it's an anomaly now, right? He's always been a super low usage guy, but the last few games he's been picking it up. So does he continue? He could, but I think I probably like the upside a little bit more on some of the other value plays on this slate. The Lakers guys, so Dion Waiters didn't even play that last game. The rotations are a little bit up in the air there. Another situation that's kind of a headache, the Lakers rotation. Um, all right, let's move on to shooting guard. So Devin Booker's at 8'7". I haven't really talked about liking a lot of guys so far, honestly, in the slate, because there's a lot of stuff still up in the air, but the spend-ups are just don't have a lot of play for, or they're in bad spots. Booker, not necessarily the best spot, but again, what you're getting out of him and DeAndre Ayton is they're going to play the minutes, right? So I'm worried about like LeBron, AD, Giannis's minutes. I don't have to worry about that with Ayton and Booker. I know they're going to get the minutes. I know they're both going to play 35 plus minutes as long as they stay out of foul trouble. So yeah, for that like safety, I just think he's in play. I don't think 8'7" isn't a great price point on him, but there's not a whole lot to like on this slate right now. So for that reason alone, it's like process of elimination, like eliminating guys. Like I think Booker's in play at 8'7". Donovan Mitchell, his status is up in the air. He's questionable. If he misses, I think Mike Conley and Jordan Clarkson look really good. He went off that last game against Denver. It won for 58 fantasy points. He does have a type of upside. The thing is, you're not really getting him at a discount, 8-1. So that doesn't look great, but there's not a whole lot to really like on the slate right now, too, either. As far as like spend up guys, there really isn't. Fred VanVleet's at 7-3. I think that looks really solid for his price. With him too, with these Toronto guys, is they're going to play the big minutes. I think we get at least 35 minutes from Fred VanVleet. The price is slowly coming down. He's the guy that will do it all. Rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, can score the ball. So I have interest in Fred VanVleet at 5-3. SGA, again, I know he had a decent game for me today, but other than that, he's been kind of struggling with no Schroeder. I don't mind going back to him because what we're going to get with SGA, again, is the minutes are there for him. He's going to play 35-plus minutes if the game stays close, and it's a good matchup. So I like SGA. Let's see. Again, Oladipo, Brogdon, that's dependent on TJ Warren news. Joe Ingles, I think he'd become a lot more viable if Donovan Mitchell is out, so got to keep an eye on Mitchell's status for sure. Tyler Hero's at 5'3". I want to see the status of Goran Dragic. That's key for me. If Dragic plays, I don't think I get to Hero at 5'3". If Dragic misses and they start Hero at the point, then I would still have interest. Now, sure, 5'3" does feel like a lot, but if he starts a point guard, I think he would probably get close to 30 minutes. So this play, Hero, is strictly dependent on whether or not Goran Dragic plays. Clarkson, kind of the same thing. This is dependent on Donovan Mitchell news. If Donovan Mitchell's out, I like Clarkson even at 5K because he's a guy that's going to shoot the ball a ton. Other options. Mikal Bridges. I mean, he's going to play the big minutes. He's just a low usage guy. If you're just going for minutes on the slate and, for a floor, sure, Mikal Bridges is fine. Again, not my favorite play, though. Aaron Holiday is at 4-7. I think I'd rather just get to Brogdon and Oladipo if TJ Warren's out, but that would make Aaron Holiday a little bit more viable as well. Let's see. So Seth Curry's at 4-1. He's probable. If he starts, I would like him. Again, I'm curious to see what Dallas does with the starting lineup here. But obviously, you're gonna want a few Mavs probably in your lineup, even in a tough spot. It's just Luka and Porzingis being out of the lineup is so much minutes and usage to go around. I think that JJ Barea too. He's at min price. He's a candidate that could start too. I would have interest in JJ Barea if he starts. So yeah, again, I want to see what Dallas does with their starting lineup. I think I forgot to mention one guy here, Jakar Sampson. He would probably be the biggest beneficiary if TJ Warren is out. I would assume he probably starts at the 4. If that would be the case, he would be someone that is definitely in play for value. And finally, let's go to point guard. So let's see. Again, no Doncic, LeBron. I'm worried about his minutes. Lowry at 8-6. doesn't really feel great. But again, what you're going to get out of these Toronto guys is the big minutes. Out of him, Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam. So with so many players' minutes up in the air on the slate, I'm okay if you get to Lowry at that price. Again, you're not really getting him at a discount. I think you're probably overpaying for him by about $500 to $800. But still, again, you're going to get the big minutes out of him. Kind of the same thing with CP3. He's a little expensive, but he's going to probably get close to 35 minutes if the game stays close. It's a great matchup too. So I have interest in CP3. I have interest in SGA. With no Schroeder, obviously these guys get a big usage boost. Let's see. So Jamal Murray is at 7-1. He was on pace he played 39 in double OT. He was on pace for 29 minutes. I want to see if we get some sort of clarity on if he's going to be limited. Doesn't look like it because even in the double overtime game, they played him the whole time. So yeah, a little bit torn here. Again, if the game ended in regulation, you would have only played 29 minutes, which is not great for him. Yeah, this one's a tricky one. I like the upside in Jamal Murray, but the minutes are a little bit more in question. Brogdon, yeah, so him, Oladipo, these guys would be two guys I would look to, even in a bad spot against Miami if Warren's out, because that's so much shot attempts and usage to go around in this Pacers offense. I think a lot of it, again, would go to Brogdon, would go Oladipo. Rubio is at 6'5". I think he's decent. Did get to almost 30 minutes there. I think we probably get normally around 30 minutes from Ricky Rubio. He's a guy that will do it all: points, rebounds, block, steals. So I have a little bit of interest in Rubio at 6'5". I think he's solid. Conley, this is kind of dependent on Donovan Mitchell. If Mitchell's out, I would like Conley a lot more at 6'1". Let's see, Bledsoe. So Bledsoe played, 31 minutes. I think he played all those in overtime. So the minutes are slowly ticking up on him. He was a guy that, again, was dealing with some injuries. I kind of like Bledsoe at 5'4". Like, he would be the buck I probably feel the best about just because he's the cheapest of the bunch. And if he gets like 25 to 30 minutes, he could definitely get you there at 5'4". So again, kind of the same thing which I said with all of Milwaukee is they have nothing to play for, so it does make them a lot riskier to target them. Dragic's at 4'9". He looks like he's on track to play. If he starts at point guard at 4'9", I like Dragic a lot. Even if he comes out the bench, I like him. Now, if they're going to limit his minutes, then not so much. But, yeah, if he starts, I think we probably get close to 30 minutes from Dragic at under 5K. Again, I would like that a lot. Yeah, Monte Morris with Jamal Murray back. I'm not going to get to him. Campaign has actually been decent, getting decent run, but I don't think we have to do it on this slate. I think there's better value options. Again, a guy like Trey Burke, him, again, Seth Curry, THJ, JJ Barea, DeLon Wright. I'm curious to see what Dallas does with their starting lineup, but you're going to want Dallas exposure. I think you're probably going to want at least a couple of these guys in your lineup. Probably, I would, the way I would go about it would probably be to get to either Boban or Kleber, and then maybe one of those guards. Again, you can play more, but I think that's a good starting point, is to play one of the bigs, whether it be Kleber or Boban, and probably one of those guards. Let's see. DeLon Wright, another one of those guards I think is in play. The Mets been down on him, but he's someone that, we've seen huge games from him when he was in Memphis last year. Even we've seen some big games when, some guys have been resting for Dallas. So I have interest in DeLon Wright at 3-3. So I think that really wraps it up. Again, let's go over Dallas really quick, and then I can get out of here. So Dallas, no Luka, no Porzingis. I think THJ, Seth Curry, Trey Burke, DeLon Wright, JJ Barea. Those are the guards I would consider. Then the bigs, it would probably be Kleber and Boban. I think you're probably going to want to get two of these guys in there at least. So that's a good starting point. Again, not really the best matchup, and it is Rick Carlisle, so kind of a headache there. This whole slate is a headache. A lot of guys' minutes are up in the air. Some teams don't have a whole lot to play for. A lot of injuries, too. So very, very important, guys, to check out the live stream. Again, I do apologize for not being able to live stream today. Was traveling, so fortunately I could not. But I will be live tomorrow. Probably, I think the slate locks at, I think it's 1:30 Central, 2:30 Eastern. I'm back in Central time now. Yeah, 1:30 Central. So I'll probably be live somewhere around an hour before lock or so. I'll keep you guys updated, though. I'll let you guys know on Twitter. But thanks again, guys. Hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you all in the next video.